Yu-Gi-Oh! An anime about ancient spells, bleeding edge technologies, and the bonds we form with both our friends and our cards. My journey as a duelist began in the early 2000s, and at that time, I had the classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Series to watch as an example. I loved to watch cartoons, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Was the very first anime series that I ever followed. Yes, I did say first. You see, I didn't have cable coming up because we couldn't afford it. And although there were other anime on TV, nothing captured my mind and my heart as Yu-Gi-Oh! Did. As a duelist, the anime provides many lessons that are worth studying about life, dueling, and the power of faith. The role that it actually plays when you place it in the hands of your friends and in yourself. Media has the power to deliver a message that could be profound and could impact your life if you just let it. And the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime and trading card game has forever changed my life for the better. And on that alone, Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS deserves a fair shot from me. What's going on, my boys? Welcome to another video. I'm YTDan. I know a lot of you guys are coming from my Duel Links content, and I really appreciate you giving me the time to come over here and check out what I got going on. But I got a question for you. Do you actually watch Yu-Gi-Oh? I know a lot of people that play the card game don't even bother playing Yu-Gi-Oh. I stopped watching because I just basically lost interest. But I'm curious to see why you stopped watching or why you continue to watch every single season up until now. But you're not here for a duel quiz, you're here for a duel review. So let's just jump right into the plot of episode 1, and I promise that I'll never do that again. 3 mysterious AI remain trapped as a masked man threatens to destroy them and their entire world, known as the Cybers. A 4th outcast AI makes an attempt on a rescue. Breaking through a barrier, this AI seeks to disconnect the masked man from the network and at that same time escape the Cybers with his life. But he is failed by the masked man and his trio of black dragons. Miraculously surviving, the AI escaped his fate by traveling to another location on Soul Technologies' network, where the masked man will be sure to follow. This AI is later referred to as an Ignis by Soul Technologies, which holds a secret that they wish to protect. After 5 years of searching, Soul Technology has finally tracked down this elusive AI, deploying the Knights of Hanoi to LINK VRAINS to capture this beast once and for all. Unlucky for them, the hacker and series protagonist Yusaku Fujiki has captured the AI first, challenging the Knight of Hanoi to a duel for ownership of this outcast AI and to end his rampage in linked VRAINS. First thing I need to talk to you guys about is the Charisma Duelists. In this universe, Charisma Duelists are basically these people that sit in front of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Or the Dueling or Duel Monsters community, because they don't call it Yu-Gi-Oh! Called Duel Monsters in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. They're in front of the Duel Monsters community, in front of the LINK VRAINS community, as these people who basically duel for entertainment. Now, I know that in the past, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has looked into dueltainment as a thing, but this is the very first time they have looked into dueltainment, and it literally parallels something that I'm doing in my life. These Charisma Duelists are Yu-Gi tubers. I'm a Charisma Duelist, which I think is absolutely amazing. So right off the back, I'm hooked when I found out about the whole Charisma Duelist aspect. But we can talk about that later in a couple future episodes. Believe me, I have a lot to say. The next thing we need to talk about, which is very important, is Playmaker, Soul Technologies, and the Knights of Hanoi and what they have to do with one another. Now, I'm not really sure what's going on between them, as this is the first episode. However, they do put it very clear that these three factions are going to have some sort of clash. They're going to collide. And right now, the Knights of Hanoi have been the most predominant factors in this episode. We saw them in the beginning when Revolver attacked the Ignises and tried to destroy the Cyverse. And then we also saw Soul Technologies throughout the episode, and of course Playmaker was there as well because he's the main character, duh. Now, what I find that's interesting about this is Soul Technologies has created something called Cyverse, and somehow one of the Ignises took a piece of it and escaped when he was being pursued by Revolver. Revolver sought to destroy the Cyverse because it will do damage to Soul Technologies. And the only reason Playmaker is involved is because Playmaker wants to grief the Knights of Hanoi. And because he found out that Soul Technologies was trying to find a rogue AI, and the Knights of Hanoi were going to be drawn to steal that AI, Playmaker chose to involve himself, creating an escape route for the AI so that he could capture it in his own dual disk and convert him to a dueling AI program, which he would use as a secret weapon against the Knights of Hanoi. I know that is a lot, but that all happened in this episode. Now, another thing I wanted to point out is some interesting points about Yusaku. So we get an interesting scene where Yusaku is talking to his friend at the hot dog stand, and his friend mentions to him something about the data storm. He mentions to him a speed duel when he's explaining these charisma duelists. Now, what I think is very interesting about this, Yusaku lost like the will to duel. Like, he doesn't care about dueling anymore. But his friend believes if he can just start playing in the speed duel format, he will come back to Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, Duel Monsters. I mean, Duel Links. You see what they're doing here, Konami. What I think is hilarious about this is it literally describes my story, and I would imagine a lot of other people in my situation. I didn't play the game. I had been away from the game. I was introduced into the speed duels format. Now I'm back in the game.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Now, the Cyverse technology is apparently very important and extremely powerful, but something I did not expect or know that was coming next was that the Cyverse technology basically can create that win, can create that speed duel format to give Yusaku the duels that he is actually looking for. The AI decides it's in his best interest to give Yusaku's deck a buff, and there's only one way to do that: release the power of the Cyverse. And by doing so, the wind is brought back to Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS, and I mean, linked VRAINS. From that point, Yusaku begins his journey with the AI and the wind against the Knight of Hanoi and even Soul Technologies. I'm super excited and hyped for the next episode, and I hope you are too. Make sure you tune in to catch the next episode. Like, subscribe, and notification bell, all that, so you don't miss one. And until the next one, my boys, keep it dank.
Like a lion, uncontrolled. Your mark is on my back, just like that.